Welcome back to the channel. My name is Abel and welcome back to Music in Motion with Nashville SC on Football Manager 2020, and at long last we can actually play some competitive football in this save. We're in episode 4 and we're playing our first match as we kick off the MLS as our first game, and we've got a tough trip for our first match. We're away against the holders of the MLS Cup, New York Red Bulls, who won the whole thing last season. So we've got a difficult start against a team from the other conference. So we'll see how we go. We've also got a few more players to show you and some other trades that have gone underway. And we'll show you just how we managed to get a squad registered for this tournament, because it was quite difficult. And as always, if you're enjoying this series, do drop a like down below, leave comments if you haven't done so already, or if you're new, then do consider subscribing and turning on notifications. Without further ado, let's jump into the video. So off camera, we played a handful of friendlies. They didn't go too well. I didn't play all of them though. I think the first 3 I played, and the other 3 I did just simulate and left them to my assistant manager. I didn't simulate, but I left them to my assistant manager. You know, we won a couple, we drew one, but we did lose to some teams that are in the USL, like Tampa Bay Rowdies, Memphis FC, Oklahoma. I think they're all in the USL Championship, so the division that Nashville have just left. Last episode I did mention how Nashville were strangely placed in the Western Conference, despite them being, you know, pretty much in the southeast of the USA. It's only for one season, because next year we'll have a couple more teams entering. But the reason they've been put in the Western Conference is because Inter Miami are in the Eastern Conference, the other expansion side this year. And I guess they didn't think it would be wise to put both new teams in the same conference, because I feel like that might be a little bit imbalanced in terms of the Eastern sides. I think they might have a better chance of, you know, getting more points than the Western side. So I guess that's why they've done it, which, you know, that makes sense. So there is one side in that Eastern Conference which is actually further west of Nashville, and that's Chicago Fire. So that's the only, that's the reason that's happened, basically. But anyway, let's have a look at a few more new faces that we've brought in. So last time we had our super draft, and we brought in George Elliott, Danny Render, Zach Wilson and Jude Locklin. We've brought in 4 more players. One of them you might actually recognise, or you probably will recognise. We did do a little bit of, I wouldn't say panic buying, because I knew what position I needed, but yeah, we didn't get the best players for what we wanted. Basically, we didn't really focus out wide enough. I didn't realise just how few players we had, because the depth screen, if I show you the depth screen, all 3 players but play on either side, and they're, you know, equally strong on either side, which meant that for 2 positions we only had 3 players, and I overlooked this. So we had to bring in some more sort of wide options. They're not great players, but let's have a look at them. So we'll start off with PC. That is his name. I've not edited it at all. I've not edited his name. His name is PC. He's Brazilian and his name is Victor Pagliari Giro, but he's been shortened to PC. There's not even a C in his name at all, apart from in Victor. So I don't know why he's been changed to PC, unless he was a police officer in a previous employment. I've no idea. He's not particularly good, to be honest. He's fairly quick. Yeah, I don't actually see him playing. He is registered, but I actually can't see him playing very much. It was a bit of a wasted signing, him, really. For the right-hand side, we've got Ben Marshall. He's an English right winger who last played for Norwich. I mean, he's already declining in attributes. But yeah, he's an okay sort of well-rounded wide player, so we do have another option there. Bakary Sagna has been brought in. We've got a 37-year-old right back. I think he's just turned 37, literally like 2 weeks ago. So yeah, Sagna. I signed a 37-year-old. I don't think I've ever signed a 37-year-old on Football Manager. He can still do a job at right back. His heading's good, his tackling's good. He's not as quick as he used to be, but he can still get forward a little bit. Cross isn't too bad, as long as he can drop back. But I say he might be a little bit slow to drop back is the only problem with him. But mentally, very well rounded. Lastly, we have Christian Ferreira, who is on loan from River Plate. He's Argentine and he's a central attacking midfielder. Going to be a backup to Hani Mukhtar, basically. If Mukhtar can't finish a game, or if Mukhtar gets injured, Ferreira will step in. And he looks like a decent player. He's got good potential. He's only 20. And, you know, he can definitely, you know, start some matches if he needs to. He's only on loan until May. But after that, we can buy him if we want for $3 million. We have also managed to make some trades. Eric Miller was a player that was of interest by DC United, so he has gone to DC. We got $250,000 of general allocation money. I'll explain what that is in a second. And also DC United managed to get a international slot for 2 years, and again I'll cover international slots in a minute. We also offered out Adrian Zendejas, who is a sort of backup player that we didn't really need. He was like a backup goalkeeper. He was offered out and he's gone to San Jose Earthquakes, and we also got a 2-year international ourselves for that and $95,000 of allocation money. San Jose also get our 3rd round pick next season in the Super Draft. And they've also got $50,000 of targeted allocation money. I'm not quite sure what that is still, but allocation money, I at least have a good idea of what that's for. So this is the squad registration side. Now we have managed to get every player that I wanted registered. There's 2 or 3 players that, weren't quite good enough for us, but didn't manage to get registered. So they are on the waiver list and they can be picked up by any other club. Dominic Badji, Cameron Lancaster and Matt LaGrassa have been placed on the waiver list. Now in the next couple of days, any club can make a claim for him. And if you're the lowest league position to actually make a claim, then you have the first option to sign that player if you want him. So there was a couple of other players here that we tried to get in. So Emerson Hinman was a player that I was looking at right at the start, and he was signed by Atlanta United in, I think, the re-entry draft. I might be wrong, but Hinman got placed on the waiver list. Now he's a central midfielder, and I'm sure we had him scouted before. We might not have done, but his attributes aren't too bad, so we've made a bit of a claim for him. We made an offer and look favourites to secure our signature, as there appears to be little competition from other clubs. I don't know if that means that's because he's not very good. I thought we had him scouted, but apparently we don't. But looking at the squad registration, you get a maximum squad size of 30 players, and you have to adhere to a maximum squad salary, so your wage cap. And it's $82,000. We've got it down to 80, but the way you have to do that is that you have to use your general allocation money to basically reduce the impact on the wage cap of your players. Now, this doesn't work for every player. I'm not quite sure why. For example, David Beckham. We can go to buy down salary impact, and basically you can spend some of that allocation money to reduce the impact on your salary cap. So at the moment he's earning $10,250 a week. We can reduce that to maybe $8,000 using some of our allocation money. We still have 2.7 left. I think we started with about 4. So a handful of these players, we have managed to reduce the impact on the wage cap. So we are now adhering to that squad salary cap. You've also got to have a maximum of 10 internationals. Now this can be less, and the way you get more international players is by trying to get them in trades, which is what we managed to do. So we now have a maximum of 10 international players, because we had players like Ferreira that we brought in and Ben Marshall, players that we've newly signed. We had to try and get another slot to try to get those players fit in. I don't know if there's another way you can get those, if you can buy another slot, but we managed to get them via trades. You've also got a maximum of 3 designated players. Now, as I've previously mentioned, designated players are for players that don't count towards your wage cap. So we only have one, which is Hani Mukhtar, who's earning $10,000 a week. He's our one and only designated player. I'd like to get more in the future, but at the moment, Nashville aren't working with too much money. And hopefully next season, if we get enough money, we can get in like a really good player, like a player that is, recognised around the world. Like I'd love to get a Kaká or someone like that, someone of that talent. That would be really nice, but I'm not sure how likely that is after like one season with these guys. I've no idea. Okay, I think I've covered everything. If I haven't, I'm sorry. But I think now is the time that we jump into our first match. It's been a long time coming, so let's finally play some football in this football manager game. New York Red Bulls are favourites to win. They are the holders of the MLS Cup. They won the whole thing last season, and they're our first opponents of this season. We're away. I don't know how this is going to go. I'm not expecting a point here, to be honest. I think we're going to lose this one. So if we get anything other than a defeat, I will be pleased. Okay, so team selection. We have gone with a 4-2-3-1, but with one midfielder slightly deeper, and that's our captain, Dax McCarthy, who's 32, and I think we've shown him before, but he's going to start with Godoy a little bit further forward, but as a ball-winning midfielder. So two, kind of defensive midfielders. We are the underdogs for the game, so I think that's probably wise. Joe Willis is in goal. We've got Greg Garza, Javier Arriaga, Miguel Nazari and Bakary Sagna, the back four. There's McCarthy and Godoy. Hani Mukhtar is the central attacking midfielder. We've got David Beckham on the left and Randall Leal on the right. Patrick Mullins starts up front as the pressing forward. Try and sort out this bench. Beckham has got a knock, but I think he's fit enough to make the bench. Just a slight groin problem, but he should be fit enough for the bench, so we are going to keep him on there. Alright, so the bench. We've got Bekeles, Alibaba, Lovitz, Marshall, Ferreira, Caicedo, and Daniel Rios. So that's going to be our bench for the first game. We're on our sort of gegenpress style still, but we've got a balanced mentality. So, you know, we're going to try and pass in this space. We're going, you know, slightly higher tempo, but not too wide. If we get caught, this might end up being a lot of goals. But we'll see how we go. And we'll see how this ends. I'm not expecting much here, but if we can avoid defeat, that would be fantastic. So it's the first match of the season at Red Bull Arena, and the team we're up against, we have Jensen, Castillo, Parker, Long, Buckmaster, Ratchkovsky, Davis, Sims, Gamara, Moyle, and Finley. I actually do not recognise any of these players from New York Red Bulls, so I've no idea how this is going to go. I know I'm sure they've had Henry at some point, like in their past. I'm going to say we're the underdogs, but go out there and give the fans a performance to cheer for. And then assertive, I have faith, get out there and make a difference. Okay, it's been a while since I've played a match on camera because, of course, we had the Euros. So not since the end of promotion project have we done this. It's been a while. Corner for Red Bulls, 8.5 minutes in. It's headed away by Arriaga. Here is Sims. We are on key highlights. So we'll see how this goes. It's a cross. It's a Kaku. And he's managed to get a shot away, but Willis does make a save. Kaku with the corner kick now for New York Red Bulls. And it's headed into the goal by Ethan Finley. And it's 1-0 with 9 minutes played. It was Kaku with the corner. Let's have a look at this then. It was a header. He was amongst about 3 yellow shirts and he won the header. Not a great start to the game. But we'll see if we can bounce back and maybe get a goal. As I said, I'm expecting us to lose this game. It's our first match. Our first competitive match. So I'm not expecting anything from us. But we'll see how we go. Here is Sims. And he's taking it past Sanya. I mean, we said Sanya was slow. Is that going to be a foul? I don't know, you know. It is a penalty. 12.5 minutes in, and New York Red Bulls can make it 2-0 with a spot kick. Who's taking it? Kaku is taking it. And, oh, he squeezed it past the keeper, and it's 2-0. Okay, this might be a long day. Alejandro Romero Gamala, who's nicknamed Kaku, apparently. Okay. Yeah, penalty. I mean, Willis went the right way. I feel like he should have saved that, you know. In fact, you know what? Let's attack. We've actually got a bit more possession than them, so we're going to attack. See what we can do. Get creative as well. Okay, again, we'll see how these guys do with the playing out of defence. I mean, we've lost the ball there. Here's Davis to his Moyle. And he goes for goal. That's wide. Okay, 2-0 at half-time. It could have been worse. We haven't been great. But, you know, it's our first game. I think this is to be expected in our first match. But we are going to not really go with the gegenpress. We're going to try and control possession instead. You know, to try and simplify it. Because, you know, we're big underdogs. You can't gegenpress when you're like underdogs like that. It's not going to work. But we're going to stay on attacking, but we're going to try and control the possession instead. I'll just put a cam back on support. We're going to do the same with Randall Leal as well. Not going to make any changes just yet. We're going to see if these guys can do something in the next sort of 10-15 minutes. If not, then we'll make some changes. I'm guessing you get 3. I don't think it's going to be like 5. But let's see if we can, you know, get back into the game in the second half and try and find a goal. We'll see if we can do that. Here's Nazari. And here is Bakary Sanya, you know, the one experienced head in this squad. I mean, we do have experience. Dax McCarthy, he's got good experience in the division. But Sanya, that bit of international pedigree we need. And it's Mullins, and we have got a goal. 62nd minute, and Patrick Mullins is our first goal scorer in the MLS. That's a great goal, and it's 2-1. And Bakary Sanya was under pressure from Ratchkovsky, but managed to hold on to the ball, and a great ball from Mullins, who takes it past the defender, and a left-footed strike past the keeper. That's a good finish. We're back in it. Header forward. Doesn't quite fall to Leo. It's Sims to Kaku. Finley. And Moyle. And this could be a third. Oh, it's tipped away by Willis. It's a corner. Okay, if we can defend this and hold on for a minute or two, I will make some changes. It's headed away by Arriaga. Here's Leo. This could be another break here. If we can equalise, that would be brilliant. We're not going to. Okay, time to make some changes. Akam's not been great. We're going to move Leo to the left. Inverted winger. We're going to go a bit more attacking. Ben Marshall's going to come on the right hand side. We're also going to replace Godoy we're going to bring on Christian Ferreira. No, we're going to bring on Caicedo, excuse me. So we go playmaker Caicedo, box-to-box McCarthy. We'll try that. Let's try and go a little bit more direct as well. High tempo. Not going to play out from the back. We're not going to try that. Being a bit more expressive. And see if we can get an equalising goal here. We're about midway through the second half. Let's see what we can do. Kaku. Castillo's got lots of space out wide. Can he put a cross in there? He does. And a header on goal off the bar. And eventually cleared by Sanya. Another corner to defend. It's been a much better second half, you know, from us. I've been okay. It's been okay. Come on, let's see if we can get an equalising goal here. 2-2. I'd take any sort of draw. It'd be brilliant. Mukhtar. Garza. Left back. Can he find a cross? He can. It's not a great cross though. It's Marshall. We've still got the ball though. Sanya. Ooh, it's headed away. Caicedo does well to get the ball back there. Lille. This is a good build-up here. If we can get a goal from this, it would be brilliant. Garza to Lille. Garza. It's headed away. McCarthy off the bar. What a goal that would have been. This is a really good spell of play for us. We're doing so well. That's not great though. And now Sims. Oh, it's 2 versus 2 here. With more players coming forward. A great tackle by Arriaga. That's really good. I think we deserve a point from this second half performance because we've actually been very good. I've been very pleased with this so far. We've got 10 minutes to go. We're going to wait just a little bit for our final change, which I think we'll try and bring on another striker unless we score before then. Parker. Interception by Arriaga. Mukhtar to Caicedo. This has been a much better second half, you know. Much better. Why did I have to open my stupid mouth? Why did I have to open my mouth? It was going so well, and then Bob Willis decides to give them a third goal. Like, he needs to be investigated for match fixing. He has just given them the ball. Lille is going to come off. We're going to move Mukhtar to the left. And we're going to bring on Daniel Rios. Full time, it's 3-1. A draw was predicted before the match, although Red Bulls were clear favourites. I don't think we set up right at first. I think we were too attacking, and you know, I don't think gegenpress is going to be right for these guys. You know, they didn't win that much pre-season. We only won 2 games. So I think just going with a standard possession game is probably a better thing to do than try and get these guys doing gegenpress. I'd like to get it to work, but I don't think it's going to with these guys. So we'll change that up. But second half, I thought we were good. I thought we were really good in the second half. Unfortunately, Joe Willis doesn't like us and decided to hand them a third goal. So it ends 3-1, but I'm not overly disappointed with that. But that's a good starting point. I'm actually okay with that. Let's have a look at what we've got coming up. So we've got Montreal Impact. We've got LA Galaxy. We've got Real Salt Lake. We've got Seattle Sounders. We've got Colorado Rapids. I'm not sure how far ahead I'm going to go with this. I was thinking at one point, do we play every match? I don't think we need to play every match, but I think, again, we'll do the usual like 4 or 5 games off camera. Either that or I just play as many as I can play until the next video. There might be a case of doing that because, you know, we haven't faced any of these teams ever. We've got a double header against Vancouver later though, so that might be something to do. Maybe a double live com at some point because we've got them back to back. I'm going to aim for Colorado next time. I don't know if we'll get there or not, but we're going to do, you know, 4 or 5 games off camera and we'll get to like mid-late March, and we'll do either Colorado or LA. But anyway guys, that is going to do it for today's video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed it, do drop a like down below, leave comments, and if you haven't done so already, or if you're new, then do consider subscribing and turning on notification. In the next episode, we're going to see where we are after half a dozen games, and, you know, see exactly what we've let ourselves in for with this. But, you know, we've got all the learning stuff out of the way. We've done the drafts. We've registered our team. Now it's just about, you know, what Football Manager's down to, and that's playing football matches. So from now on, it's just non-stop live comms and football matches. No more designated players, no more Generation Adidas. Hopefully that's it for the learning until we get to the newest drafts next year. But, you know, from here on out, it's going to be just non-stop football, hopefully. Anyway, guys, that is going to do it for today's video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.